In a world filled with endless possibilities where dreams dare to be chased and destinies are forged, there lies a method, a pathway to success unlike any other. And in this episodes of Life Coach Corner, of course, is March 16th. We're talking about in the month of March the spin method, which is your passport to unparalleled success. So what is the spin method? I'm going to teach you the spin, which is study. We're going to dive on the ocean of knowledge, arm yourself with insights, and will propel you to the top. And P stands for practice, which you will need to sharpen your skills with relentless dedication until excellence is your default mode. Then I signifies implementation, that you need to implement what you've learned, right? Don't just watch, don't just read something. Make sure that you're stop dreaming, you're stopping to dream, and you are starting to do something, to take action, to seize the moment and watch your dream unfold. And of course, it's more of what's the next step for you. And I'm going to give you some next step actions that you can do later for you to make sure that your dreams become a reality. So if this is the first time you're joining me, welcome to the spin method. This is a ticket to success. If you're ready for breakthrough, welcome. Get a notebook and pen in there. Let's have a conversation, coaching conversation. And if this is the first time you're joining me, I'm Life Coach Shaun de Joya. I'm a professional certified life coach and a master coach apprentice of Master Coach A. I'm a certified by the CACC or Co-Active Co-Create Life Coach Certification Program. I am also the life coach dad, and one of the things that I do is I help parents out there to future-proof their children. So if you are someone who wants to be able to act better, think better for the welfare of your children, then you are in the right space. Of course, today I'm going to talk about something different, specific to the areas of our career. So, how many of you in your lifetime, maybe you're in your career right now, how many of you have kind of started to question if your career is still for you? If the job that you're doing right now is still one thing that you want, or maybe, just maybe, you've thought about maybe you want to have a career shift, or maybe you want to go into a different profession, or maybe you just want to grow a business, right? But if you are someone right now who's thinking about a career shift, you want to change your career, then you are in the right space. I This topic or this toolkit or this intake form that I will talk about are people who are looking for career exploration and development. Maybe you're in the space right now in which you want to find other things to do, or maybe you just want to be promoted, then you are in the right space. Now, sharing my story, uh, uh, I started early in my career when I was, early in my career in the BPO industry, so the contact and industry back then. And back then, the call center industry was booming. It was the start of, that industry. And it's a fresh start, and only a couple of years where this started. And when I was given an opportunity to work in the call center industry, I was well fortunate enough to be able to, dive in. And after some time, when I was working on it, I realized that there's really a good opportunity in there. Where one, pay is very good. It's double than your regular corporate job, so it pays well. And two is I have a very good salary. I am fortunate enough to have been promoted every 2 to 3 years for me to be able to grow my career. So financially, I was doing fine. I was doing well. As far as my career is concerned. Uh, However, during a stage in my life, because I became a father when I was very early on. I was 19 years old. And during that time when I was growing my career, and this is after a couple of years of me, I needed to finish college. I needed to do some studies. I needed to, finish or at least take the board exam, which I wasn't fortunate enough to pass anyway. After a couple of years, I said to myself, I gotta need to go to work. Now, it's common for working men or women out there that you would focus most of your energy in the work that you have. Now, for men, mostly for men, right? If you are a career or a career-driven person, what happens is your belief is conforming towards what is the norm. And the norm for men, right? The norm for men is for them to be able to go to work, make sure that they put food in the table, make sure that they are providing the safety, the comfort, and all of these little things for their children. How many of you can relate to that, right? If you are a woman who's watching right now, maybe you've observed your father, or maybe you've observed, someone that you look up to who's doing this, right? That's what they do. And they really put their time and effort for the fathers, or the men at least, or the one that's feeding the family, to take care of themselves. And back then, when my daughter was in high school, I experienced a significant transition as a parent, because during the time when I was attending a mental health talk, one of the counselors of the school that my daughter was attending, she talked to us and told us that, hey, I think your daughter is going through some challenges on the mental health, and they feel that my daughter has depression. So that one was a significant change in me. I was thinking that all of the accolades that I have, all of the successes that I have, all of the things that I put in my work, I thought it will be able to protect my children. But unfortunately, when my daughter who has gone through that, because of the pressures of school, because of pressures that we give to them, to having good grades and what have you, and getting awards, I've realized that I needed to recheck my priorities, because again, my priorities was just focus on providing to the family. I didn't really have the energy, nor the focus, nor the attention for me to take care of my children. And I told myself, hey, I'm doing something wrong, and I needed to change. At the time, when we asked our daughter if she needs some support from a professional, we'd ask for a psychiatrist, and lo and behold, our daughter had a depression. And this is something that, really forced me towards making an assessment of what my priorities were. And during that time, because I was in the peak of my career, I thought to myself, hey, I needed to do something. I need to step back, to pull back, and take a look at what's more important to me. And of course, I made a decision that the most important thing in my life, and the reason why I work in the first place, is because of my children. So how many of you can connect with that, right? How many of you who have children here? Maybe you're a mom, or maybe you're a dad right now, who you're putting in your energy and time towards your work, and you kind of have this underlying thought of, am I giving the necessary time for my children, right? Am I giving the focus to them? Am I giving them the attention for you to be a guide to them? Because that is something that I didn't do. For a couple of years, I thought that everything was doing well. It wasn't doing well, so I needed to pull back and train myself and put in the knowledge and the skill for me to be more connected with my children. Of course, that didn't go lightly. It's not an easy thing. Especially if you're someone who's a leader in the corporate world, who's used to, telling people what to do, giving instructions, making sure that they're performing, what have you. It's a difficult thing to, or a challenge for me to be able to shift back. But back in the year 2018, was fortunate enough to be able to found life coaching. And life coaching there was a life coach certification program. But before that, I didn't know. One of the things that my wife has has been looking for a career shift, and I told myself, okay, let's go there, because I want to be able to see. I just want to help her be supported, for her to be able to decide what's the next big thing. But when we met Coach Rizal there, so if Coach Rizal is watching, I know you remember when we first met at the Cup Republic. I think it was on a Thursday or Wednesday, but you asked us to come back on a Tuesday for us to join Kapihan Night. And when I attended, I met Coach A back then. Hindi pa siya Master Coach A. Coach A, I attended one of her class, and I was so amazed of how she was able to challenge my perspective. Of course, being me, being mayabang, and all of this know-hows and what have you, I needed to studies and all of those different things. How many of you can connect with that? During the season 1 of the Cup Republic, yan, si Coach Candy and Master Coach Jasmine, I think you're part of season 1 of the Cup Republic. And it's something that I would continue to challenge, and I would continue to be challenged by Master Coach A. And after a couple of months, I've realized that there's a good opportunity in here for me to be able to make that change. So, cut the long story short, I invested in life coach certification program. I got certified, and that is where I started to develop skills, because it helped me shift things or change my perspective. Hello, Coach Tintin. Thank you for joining. Coach Candy and Coach C. Thank you. Thank you for joining. For those of you who's going to be at the Cup Republic, see you in a while. All right. So that one totally shifted the way that I see my career. And connecting to my topic right now, because at times when we talk about career exploration and development, the most often than not, the default is taking a look at your career path, right? If you are someone who is in HR, for example, or maybe you're in operations, or maybe you're in sales. The career path is usually ladder, right? It's a ladder approach in which you would be you would first start as an analyst, then eventually you will get promoted as senior analyst, then you get promoted as a supervisor or a team leader, then eventually assistant manager and senior director, and so on and so forth. So that would be the ladder. But the reality is, when you talk about career exploration and development, goes beyond that, because you can explore career options in other departments. I've seen people who from operations, they would decide to move from IT, they would decide to move from HR, they would decide to move from recruitment, and then vice versa. And this is something that is can be explored, but a lot of people make a decision there based on the opportunity that's being put in their space. And I've seen people as well fail when they move. So what I'm going to help you out today is to really clarify what is it that you want to explore, what are the careers that you want to see, what are the developmental learnings that you need to do for you to equip yourself for the kind of career that you want. Or maybe you want to shift towards a different profession, or maybe you want to shift towards doing monetizing your profession outside of being employed. This is something that you can continue to explore. Of course, career exploration and development means that you would need to experiment, right? And experimentation means that you would need to be educated and study on what are those options that you have. And later, after some uh, in a little while, I'm going to present with you a intake form that you can use for you to start exploring what would be the best career choice for you, and what are the things that you might need to develop for you to move forward. Okay? Now, in when you're choosing a career, the best way for you to be able to think about is to ask yourself, what is the long-term career aspiration that you have? So how many of you have started to write down, okay, my career aspiration is A, B, C, D, and E. When I say A, B, C, D, and E, these are the things that you want to achieve. And how do you envision yourself in achieving them? Because when you are clarifying this, when you're asking yourself, what is it that, how do I foresee my long-term view in here? How do I foresee that? How can I paint that picture in the long term? Then you would be able to decide how to move forward. Of course, what the things that I've learned when you are exploring a career shift, when I started to explore life coaching, because before I wanted to be a John Maxwell certified public speaker, but I saw that life coaching would be a much better or valuable career option for me, or a professional option for me. And I told myself that I want to be able to monetize this eventually, so I can earn from it. I can earn from it on the side and eventually go to full time. But that needs for you to check on what your core beliefs is. Like, what are the things that interest you, right? And what are the strengths that you would want to have, or that you have, that would allow you to align to that career path that you have. Now, one of the things that I've realized going through the coaching process and being as a life coach, I've realized that my strength in the corporate world, and the reason why I'm able to move up, is because I help individuals in there to see things from a different perspective. And that is because of my planning and forecasting strength. I can forecast what's going to happen long term. I can plan out what it is that they need to do. And I can also manage that for you to be able to decide what's the way forward. And that is something that I can implement towards my coaching practice, because that is what coaching is. It's helping the individual really see the broader scope of what the world is for them, so that they can uncover blind spot, and they can decide what is the best way forward. So by the way, if you're asking, okay, what is it that you're reading right now, what's it that's sharing with me, in the caption of this video, there is a toolkit that you can download, which is called Career Exploration and Development. You can download that, and you can answer the toolkit. Or if you are a coach right now and you have someone who's currently going through the process, you can share this with them, so that you can help them out make better decisions on how to move more forward in their career. And maybe you, on the other hand, You're kind of thinking about, okay, do I want to do a career shift? I'm okay financially, but in the back of your mind that you are dissatisfied, you're not fulfilled, you don't find any meaning in the work that you're doing. Every time you wake up in the morning, you drag yourself, or maybe when you go home, you have this doubt or questions about everything. Let me help you fill that gap already. Let me help you stop that thought patterns and finally make a decision on how to move forward. Because if you're able to make a decision to how to move forward, then you are now moving towards taking action and finally living the kind of future that you want for yourself. All right. So next is, what is it that you need to take a look at? Well, take a look at what are the potential challenges that you have in the obstacles that you have in your journey. One of the things that I've realized and the obstacles of my journey in my career is the obstacle of having someone in my family getting sick. And I thought that, that's something that's not going to happen. I thought the sickness would be more physical, which I kind of protected them from that, from making sure that they're eating healthy foods and having this safe space, but I didn't understand mental health before. So I hope I would have prayed. I would have hoped that I have an understanding on mental health. Now I have a deeper understanding of it. That's why I'm sharing with you, so that you don't see your children go through mental health challenge. So what are the potential challenges that you will experience? Obstacle? Is it the skill that you have? Is it a knowledge that you have? Is it a limiting belief that you have? Is it some mindset that you need to undo? Or maybe it's a habit that you want to be able to navigate through and take ownership of. That is something that you need to write down so that you understand. And of course, when you're moving towards career exploration and development, think about the kind of skills and qualifications that you believe is essential for your desired career path. What are the skills? What are the qualifications? Do you have opportunities for the specific skill? Do you need to be upskilled? Do you need to be coached, right? For you to prepare yourself towards that kind of level, that kind of role, that kind of work that you would want, so that you can create plans for you to acquire or enhance on your essential skills, all right, on your skills. And also start taking a look at what the benchmark and milestone is. One of the biggest inspirators or motivators for a person to continue on, to advance, to fight for what's it that they want, is to have a clear milestone of what their world would be, or what is it that they need to do, what is it that they need to celebrate as they develop their career. Because as you do that, then it keeps you motivated, it keeps you inspired, it keeps you on the go, it keeps you from moving forward, so that you're able to succeed. And also take a look at what kind of career path that would allow you to, one, be financial stable, and through two, bring sense of fulfillment and purpose. One of the things that I realized, because when I was starting my work, the one of the biggest motivation that I had back then is for me to be able to provide that financial comfort with my family. So that was the only thing, right? I didn't think about, because back then I wanted to be a pilot, but because of financial challenges of my family, I didn't move forward with it. So I just chose the next big thing. But you, since you still have an opportunity for that, you see that you have some opportunities on shifting, rather than, putting yourself in a space in which it's not your work is not no longer giving you the fulfillment that you have. So it's not fulfilling your purpose, because you have a deeper purpose there, right? You know that there is something in you that you want to let out, you want to come out, you want to be able to show to the world that you can do this on an artistic standpoint, on a creative standpoint, even on a skill or a talent standpoint. You want to share that to other people, but you can't seem to do that because of fears that you have, because of limiting beliefs that you have. Then this toolkit will help you out. And take a look at how you see your career evolving over time. Uh, do you envision that the kind of legacy that you want to leave behind, as far as your profession is concerned? Like for me specifically, as a life coach, one of the legacy that I want to leave to my children is for them to have a future proof environment, right? That they are in a space in which they are celebrated but never tolerated, and they are in a space where they have real friends, and they're in a space where they are supported towards their entrepreneurial journey, and they can monetize the talent that they have. How many of you would want that? How many of you would want to be in the space in which you're monetizing your talent? It's possible. I'm transitioning towards that. And if this is something that's causing some stress in your health, causing stress in your wealth, causing stress in your relationship, then go through the toolkit, answer it, and in the toolkit, I have a gift for you in there that you can avail of. It's something that would allow you to really experience what we're doing as professional life coaches and finally allow you to move towards taking action. All right. So, what's the next step? Of course, first is for you to implement this alone. Number one, you can do that. When you go through this, when you answer the intake form that I've shared with you, whatever action you in there, you can implement that. Okay, go ahead, go ahead. If you have the skills, talent, the energy for you to do it alone, then do so. Number two, if you feel that you need help, then get help. Okay, I'm here. We're here for you. Message us here at Life Coach Philippines or message me in the toolkit. You have my contact details in there. Just message me. Let me help you out. And number three, forget and do nothing to implement. Of course, please don't do number three. Okay, it's a waste of time. You watch me already. You watch this video. Utilize 20 minutes of your time already. Do something. Just ignore number three. Just go with one or two. Either you implement alone or you get help like a life coach to implement with you so that you can take action and you can finally make that dream career or that envisioned career that you want a reality. All right. Now, do you want to understand, do you want to know more what life coaching is? I would like to invite you to join us tomorrow. There's a class. If you go through this page and if you take a look at the post, there's a pinned post in there called the ABCs of Life Coaching Level 1. If you are interested to become or understand what a life coach is and you want to be able to fulfill your goals, then type in there ready and Life Coach Philippines will send you a message for you to register. That's going to be tomorrow on a Sunday at 4 p.m. And if you are ready, maybe you've thought about life coaching and if you want to explore the profession, join us. You can message Coach Rizal at 0917-586-1661 to learn more about the actively co-create life coach certification program by Master Coach A. Please, we are still accepting mental health certification and internship program for coaches, CACC. Come and join us. We're going to have the class sometime in Q4, which is sometime in November. So make sure that you are joining us. And the next certification classes, it's face-to-face. That's class 20 on April 6 and 7. That's going to be in Tacloban. Then April 17 and 19, that's going to be online. If you are in the US, if you are part of Canada, that's going to help you out with your timeline. It is going to be a night shift or early morning schedule the Philippine time, so you can avail of that. And if you want a face-to-face certification class, that's class 22 on April 27 and 28 with Master Coach A. All right. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you're able to learn something from this toolkit. Again, if you want to grow, if you want to be able to be successful in your career choices, make sure that you're constantly exploring, you're constantly developing yourself, and you're finding other ways for you to improve the way that you are deciding in your life. Practice the 10,000 experiment rule and gain wisdom from other people for you to be successful. All right. And if you need wisdom, message me. Let's have a conversation. Let me out in your journey for you to be able to fulfill that career goal that you have. Once again, this is Life Coach Shaun de Joya, mentally fit to serve in behalf of Life Coach Philippines International. Maraming salamat. Have a great weekend ahead. Love, bam, boom. We'll see you soon and see you at Decap Republic. We have a open mic later at 9 p.m. Have a opportunity to express yourself and just sing with beautiful people in the house. See you at the Cup Republic. Bye-bye.
As a business owner, are you overwhelmed by the need to post beautiful, engaging content every single day? Are you left wondering what to write? Tired of scrolling through stock photos that all start to look the same? Confused by complicated graphic design programs? Rise Up Creatives is here to help. Each month, we give you everything you need to create 31 days of social media content in just 5 minutes a day. Customizable captions, curated lifestyle photos, a drag-and-drop graphic design tool, and the ability to post directly to your social media accounts. No one else empowers you with these 4 resources all in one place. Each month, we help you plan your social media calendar by providing you with 31 image themes and customizable captions so you can quickly and easily create engaging content and grow your following. Simply select the image that works best for your feed or story. Then, copy the caption and customize it to fit your audience. 5 minutes a day. It's that quick. Plus, you'll absolutely love our drag and drop graphic design tool. Start from scratch or choose one of our beautiful templates to fit your unique brand. When you're ready to export your design, you can download, email, or post directly to your social media accounts. Here's the truth. Our world needs what you have to offer. Don't let technology or procrastination hold you back. Rise Up Creatives is more than an online resource. We're a community helping you overcome your biggest barriers to reach your greatest goals. We're here to help you rise up and be creative.